Okay, we'll call the special solid waste meeting to order. Is the meeting properly announced?
Yes, it was.
Okay, roll call. Let the record show that all committee members are present except Ken Bork, and he has announced that he'll be here a little late. Need a motion to approve the agenda. Bruce, Gordy, any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Agenda is approved. Motion to approve the minutes from August 6th. Gordy? Second, Bruce. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Public participation. Anybody signed up?
I have none.
Okay. Financial reports were available on the agenda. Everybody have a chance to look at them. And I can't answer any questions, so. Cynthia could.
I looked.
Okay. Okay. Are there any questions on them? Okay, site report, same thing. He was there's the last report from Charlie. Everybody have a chance to look at it? Okay. Project status report, there was no new updates. Everything's completed. So the next thing is discuss and or act on interim solid waste director, Cynthia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're going to do something hopefully unique to solid waste, at least in the short term. If I refer to the personnel policy under contract employee, where it reads, the county may from time to time hire a contract employee on an interim basis to fill a management, supervisor, or professional position. The hiring of such position should be coordinated with the human resources, county manager, and the oversight committee. So I'm coming to you today to get direction to kind of move forward with an interim position. What does that mean? It means it's a contract employee. This has already been run by Corporation Counsel. I have a draft agreement. I do have some notes after meeting with the management staff of solid waste this afternoon. So I have some changes to make of duties that are probably going to be allocated back to management that shouldn't have been on here. So just going to update it a little bit, but I'm looking for direction to kind of move forward. I have a potential starting date of January 8th. This is again, a contract employee, which means that we can sever the relationship with a 30-day notice. And to me, it's a great opportunity. We have a candidate that fits the role already. It's a person that's retired, lives in Arkdale, has a degree in engineering, and has worked for the city of Racine for 12 years in public works. Kind of lacks in landfill experience, but we do have management that oversees that area.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So the person you're not talking about, you're talking about this person would be the contracted
Mhm.
person, not somebody that is looking at the future of the job.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So the plan is, and it was during the interview process that this idea kind of came to light after we discussed the panel. There was a panel, we met, and we had this particular candidate in mind. And got the idea of potentially having this as a contract. I mean, you guys did it for the county manager, so it's not unheard of to do this. And it's a great, this particular candidate is retired in the Wisconsin system. So it all works out. For some reason, it all just worked out to potentially run this by this person who would accept it. Okay, because what's the point in pursuing this if this person really wanted to be a full-time employee? In other words, get out of Wisconsin retirement and get back into the workforce. It's kind of a process to do that. So I approached him after the panel kind of agreed with me and said, yeah, I think this is probably a good idea. It gives us a way to test a candidate for fit. And then they also get to test us for fit, because again, getting out of the retirement system is a process. Is it worth it to that candidate? So we have both things going on. We can test the candidate and he can test us. And he feels it's going to be a good fit. We feel like it's going to be a good fit, but we now have time to kind of work through process. I see you guys have some questions.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
While he is actually working, assuming he gets approved tonight,
Mhm.
are the feelers still out there to hire additional people? I mean, or interview additional people?
Mr.
That
Chair?
one applies.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So when I met with this individual, I did indicate to them that we were still going to continue to seek other candidates. We were going to disclose to the candidates that we do have an interim that's filled the position that will be applying for that job, that could be applying for the job, just to be open with other candidates. You know, I'm sure you see that in advertisements where they say, we're looking, we have an interim now, but the interim could apply for the position.
Gordy?
That was one of my questions, is something that he might consider for longer term if he decides it works out for us and for him.
Yes.
The second question I have is what kind of pay scale is he going to be on?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So they've agreed to come in on the entry level. The 36, let me find it here. 34.63 an hour. No benefits, that's just contract.
Bruce?
I know in interviewing, we can't talk about an age, but is this person capable? Was he early retirement in Wisconsin? I mean, because a lot of people can get out of that at age 50, age 48 after so many years. If they're 20, like the military, you can do that and still get a decent rate. So if this person would be considered down the road, is this something that he could do for, in your opinion, many years?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I'm not comfortable answering that question because we can't discriminate. So I would say this candidate is definitely capable. On paper, he has 12 years experience in public works. And again, I mentioned that landfill is a potential weakness because public works, in his case in Racine, didn't have landfill. But again, we have management out there. Those are your mid-level experts. So.
Jerry?
So Racine County does have their own landfill, but that isn't where he worked.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
City of Racine.
City of Racine,
Mhm.
okay.
Does anybody that's not on the committee have any questions? Okay.
No, I think we talked with Cynthia and met with her and we discussed a lot of things this afternoon. There are some concerns of ours about this position, Eric, if I talk with him and myself, would like to take more of the role over of the director's position, not less. And then daily business as usual.
Okay. Eric?
Me?
No.
I thought you said you're.
Right, after talking with Cynthia, there are some good ideas. It's not a terrible idea, and she did bring up some things which I don't know if I'm gonna bring it up here, but I agree with Kevin. We would like to see maybe a defined director, but not, maybe it doesn't have to be there. Maybe it doesn't have to be there full time, save a little bit on our end, getting off the tax roll. We want to save money where we can. And yes, we are up to the challenge of, taking on more.
Okay, Gordy?
Is he, as an interim, is he considered or going to do the meetings for us? Is he capable of doing that, or? And then the second question is I heard you say he lives in Arkdale. Are you able to tell us his name?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yes, I'll go ahead and share the name. It's Thomas Egg, E-E-G. Lives in Arkdale, and he is the only candidate I'm considering for this particular interim position. There is talk with the staff right now, which is the management staff, that there could be a potential restructure in the future is what they're alluding to, is what we were discussing today, that if they're willing to assume more responsibility, I can probably see that happening. I was telling them I was having a gut feeling about a potential restructure, but we need to go through a period, and having an interim in that seat is the perfect opportunity to do it. Is it a full-time position that's needed, or is it a part-time position in the future? Or is it anything at all? do we just look at our midline management and kind of work with what we've got and kind of do a restructure? But this is a decision that will not be made in a silo. It will be a group of us coming together and having because we have to have a plan and we're going to work together.
40.
Well, irregardless, there's a certain amount of reports that have to be
Mhm.
done and a lot of it with DNR.
Mhm.
I understand these guys probably can handle that. I don't know if you've had to do any of that yet.
Just relaying. Just relaying information to Charlie, but
Yeah.
aware of what.
But there is some pretty substantial stuff that has to be done at critical times that needs to be kept up on.
Mr. Chair. What? Oh, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So again, with the interim position, this is a great opportunity for us to kind of go through all the reporting requirements. I did list out there's a whole list of responsibilities this contract position would have. The biggest thing is the reporting. And it's also attending meetings because, management, that is one of the concerns that they expressed to me, is that they're really not interested in that part. So we'll figure this out, that so we will figure that out. And also they're also the PR too. They have to go to the municipalities if there's WTA presentations, those type things. That's what your management there is not interested in doing. So we have time now to work this out. This interim is just going to go on. So it takes a 30-day notice to let them know that it's not working out. And the same on their side too, 30-day notice. Whether it's working for him too, because it's not just about us, it's his fit too with us.
Jerry.
If this person did not work in the solid waste when he was in Racine, what are his qualifications for his position, and aren't there certain licenses and everything that would have to be through the DNR and all that stuff that people have to have?
Both Eric and myself are both currently waiting for our approval from the DNR to get those licenses. So we'll have that on staff, whether this interim works out or not.
Okay. Jody, you got a question?
Yes, I do, Chair. Thank you. Depending on the discussion and the action on the interim solid waste director, does this then move to full county board?
No, it doesn't.
Thank you.
Okay, Cynthia, where would you like to go next? Do you need a motion?
Do you need a motion for this?
Oh, yeah.
Then I make that motion that we accept a recommendation by our county administrator for an interim position at solid waste per direction,
Or to negotiate it.
negotiated.
I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
Motion and second to let Cynthia hire the interim. Any further discussion? Yes.
She needs to state her name, address.
And get to a microphone.
Hannah Eggersdorf, 797 Dearborn Avenue. How long are you looking to have your interim position as opposed to like your, not like real, but like permanent manager, solid waste manager position?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So there is no term on this. It is as long as it takes. And again, we are still advertising for a full-time director just to be safe, right? Because that this person could turn in a 30-day notice to us. It's the 30-day notice. So we could give a notice for 30 days to term, or he could give us a 30-day notice to term. We're still going to advertise. I don't know for how long, because I am going to meet with the solid waste staff on a weekly basis. We've already come up with a schedule, I think every Thursday, because I'm going to be checking in with them. Hey, how are things going? I'm also going to be checking in with the interim. So it's not like I'm just doing this and going, good luck. So I am going to be checking in on a regular basis, and we're going to get a feeling. I would say in the first 6 weeks. I think in 6 weeks, we can have a pretty good idea.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, motion and second on the floor. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Nobody. Okay. Identify possible upcoming agenda items. If anybody has anything, let me know. Next meeting, huh? Yeah,
I think we need an update on the cell.
it's in the site report.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Since it's in the site report already, do you guys maybe want to touch on what you guys informed me today about cell 6?
Cell 6 is completed as far as the cell.
Could
Uh,
you state your name and what your position is also for the people that are on?
My name's Kevin Peterson and I'm the solid waste manager. So cell 6 is completed as far as the excavation. We are waiting for our above ground tank, our leach tank, to meet compliances with the DNR. That is scheduled for our delivery at our facility on the 3rd of January. Fingers crossed. Obviously weather. For installation on the 4th and 5th of January. If that happens, then it goes to DNR approval. DNR approval is up to 60 days after they receive the final submittal from our engineering firm, Ayers. So best case scenario, 1st of February for accepting garbage. Who knows what the worst case scenario is, but our worst case scenario is we can't much go past March. We will be pretty full. So to be in compliance with DNR regulation, airspace regulation. So fingers crossed, everything should be rolling. It shouldn't take the DNR that long, but we haven't received the tank yet. So that's where we're at there. But as far as the cell being ready to go, I could put garbage in it tomorrow if I had approval. So
Okay, next meeting date tentatively is January 9th. Do you want to go back to having them at solid waste? Okay. Liliana says we have them here. Tentatively, 4 PM, January 9th. Yes,
Just a suggestion. That guy's tentative starting date is January 8th. Could we maybe move our,
Monday is the 8th.
right, could
And-
we maybe move our meeting maybe up back a week to give him a chance to get a little bit familiar before he meets with us? I don't know if that's a good idea, whatever does everybody else think about it.
Well, we can do that.
Or skip January.
We keep skipping the meetings.
No.
Which part?
Have the meeting in January,
Yes.
because then we can introduce them too. Sorry.
How about the
Yeah,
5th?
I just didn't, I don't, what do you think, Cynthia? Is it
Well,
a good idea to give him a few days to get settled in before he has to meet with us?
So, Mr. Chair, are we thinking the week of the 8th or even like 1 week later?
How about the 15th?
County board's at 16.
County board's the 16th. 15th?
What do you guys think?
he is gonna have his hands full, I guess, starting try to review any information without AMR support,
Mhm.
which we can be here for that. Maybe a little bit.
We push it back another week past that. Do the 23rd.
Well, even if we just went to that Friday, the 12th or something, I mean, we can set our meeting any day we want.
What date do you want?
23rd, Tuesday, the 23rd.
Tuesday, the 23rd? Good? Okay. 4 PM here, Tuesday, the 23rd.
Mr. Chair,
Why we're going earlier now? Yeah.
We don't know how to operate his equipment out there. Do any of you? And recording,
Yes, but it's very weak. Our Wi-Fi out there is super weak.
right?
we've got
So
a major
Charlie had
issue.
suggested if I was going to be doing that we might want to do them here. Yeah.
At 4 o'clock, I won't make it.
Oh, what was the time? I'm sorry.
We used to meet at 5 because of him.
I mean, you can have it at 4. It doesn't matter to me. I just won't be there.
Well, you can zoom in from wherever you are.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not gonna be able to be there at 4 o'clock, no matter where I'm at.
I'd still rather have it earlier than later.
Can you make 4:30? You guys can have it whenever. Fine, I just won't be there, that's all.
Well, let's have it at 4 then.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, but I'm still not gonna get there at 4.
Who's that?
Jody Shapey.
Yeah, this is for the committee.
I was just wanting to ask a question in regards to meetings.
Yeah, I know you are. This is for the
Oh.
committee.
I'm not talking about
4 o'clock,
timing
okay.
or anything, Chair. I'm just asking if you could tell everyone that is on the call or in the room why the past meetings were canceled.
Why the
Thank you.
what?
Why the past previous meetings have been canceled?
You're out of order.
Thank you.
4 PM, 23rd January, next meeting. This meeting's adjourned.